Hello again, everyone. Terry Earthwind Nichols here from evolutionaryhealer.com. And we have the amazing Facebook superstar, Michelle Bridger, michellebridger.com with us. Welcome, Michelle. I'm so glad you're with us.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here, Terry.
Well, uh, obvious question I would start out with, Michelle, is how'd you get into Facebook advertising? Did you just wake up that way one morning? I don't think so. I bet there's a great story. So go ahead and tell us about it.
Oh, very good. Well, let's see. I was a stay-at-home mom for 23 years and just busy. I lived on a ranch. I was homeschooling my kids and it didn't even have an interest in social media, wasn't even on Facebook. And so it was the last thing I would have thought of. But unfortunately went through divorce and needed to be at home and needed to be still with my kiddos. And so I was looking for ways to make an income online. Um, and the reason why I was looking was because I had a business that was doing well, but it was local. And I knew that if I could just find the key to getting it online, that it would do well. And I wanted sales 24/7. And so I went through a training on Facebook advertising, and I was just blown away by the potential, by how Facebook has honed the ability to be able to target in on exactly who your ideal client would be. And of all the ways that you can target online, on all the things that you could do, whether it's Google ads or Twitter ads or this or that or this or that, really Facebook is king. And it is a marketer's dream. And I just started to just tell people about it, like, oh my gosh, you should be doing this. This is so cool. And I've learned how to do this and this and this. And they're like, oh, well, we're doing a webinar. Would you please get registrations for us? I was like, yep, I knew that. So I started to do that, and people just started to just find me. And I just all of a sudden had a thriving business and have ever since then, because I just really love the potential that Facebook has. And on top of that, I love launches, because the energy of a launch, of really giving great content and then be able to give it to so many more people through Facebook advertising and put it directly in front of who your ideal client would be. It's just a really powerful and effective thing to do. And another reason why I like it is because it works so fast. It can be so long and tedious to grow a business. And I don't believe in long and tedious. I believe in, like, let's just get it done. So in Facebook advertising, you just go in and you just all of a sudden can be a rock star, have instant credibility and authority in your marketplace, because right in front of where you would like the ad to be, you are showing up to answer their deep need. You're solving with a free offer what they're looking for, and so that gives you instant credibility and authority and name recognition, and boom, you can just build a business very fast in that way. And in fact, Terry, I'll give you an example. Someone that we mutually know, Gene Policastri, is an attorney, and he has been an attorney for 25 years, but he wanted to start a new leg of his business, which would service business coaches and take care of their legal needs. And so he knew that his clients were on Facebook, and he knew that he wanted to do webinars. And so we were at a trade show together, and he said, I don't really think this can work. I haven't seen Facebook work. I boosted a post, and all I got was unemployed people in Ohio, and it didn't work. And he said, but if you can make it work for me, let's go. And so I made it work for him. And we created ads for his webinars. And when those ads go out, they go out right in front of those business coaches that need him the most. And he will get emails from people. They'll sign up for the webinar, but they'll also email him and say, oh my gosh, I've just been looking for just someone who specializes in my needs. Let's talk. And that's happened repeatedly to him. And so it's just a really exciting process and an effective one.
I would say I was at a social media training a number of months ago, not quite a year. And I was amazed by how you can narrow down where and who you can market to. You know, like 35-year-old divorced psychotherapeutic nurses in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who will see them.
Mm-hmm.
It's bizarre, but it works. It works. And you name dropped a fellow person on our webinar series. I'm sure Jean loved that one. So
Yes.
fabulous. Great for you. Well, what are some of the basic things that you need to put in place, you know, to do advertising on social media? More likely, we're using Facebook's ads intelligently as your theme. So what are some of those things?
Well, you need to have a business page. So if you're on Facebook, you have a personal page, but you also have to have a business page. And a business page is free. And if you'll just Google how to set one up, Facebook will just walk you through the steps. It's not hard at all to do. And then at the very top of it is called the cover photo. And you want to use that really effectively as your billboard. You want to put a picture up there that says who you are and what you do and even how you do it. I see so many beautiful pictures at the top of business pages, but I don't know what they do. And I think that's so sad. They're just missing out on an incredible opportunity. So below us, Terry, is my cover of my Facebook business page, and it tells who I am and what I do. And so you don't have to guess. And you can even change out your cover photo, and I encourage you to do this when you're doing a live event, when you are doing a new promotion, when you get bored with the last one, whatever it may be. Just use it as your billboard and feel free to change it quite a bit, but really brand yourself in it and, go out big and bold with it. And the other thing that you need to have is contact information on your business page. It's not uncommon that I go to a business page and you can't find them. I mean, like, you don't know, they may have an old, outdated website on it, or they may not have a phone number on it. You don't have to put your phone number on there, but it's how do you want to be contacted? And you've got to make it really easy for people to do that, because if they want to do business with you, they're not going to spend 20 minutes trying to find you usually. It's got to be quick and within right away. It's got to be right there. How can they find you? And that's what they want. So those are some of the basics.
Cool. There's two things that I want to ask you about, but I wanted to make mention about one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, there is never a time when I don't talk to Michelle Bridger where I don't walk away with a new cool idea. And she gave me one, and it never came to mind before, and that is to change the cover photos of various companies to advertise for this very event that we're doing right now, right? It never occurred to me, and it's easy to do. Click, and I'm done. So fantastic. So you made mention about Jean just a minute ago, and this is a fabulous segue into something I wanted to ask you about, and that's the difference between what he was talking about, boosting an ad or actually advertising. And there is a big difference.
There is. There really is. Boosting a post, I think, is a wonderful moneymaker for Facebook. You have a couple different options in there. When you boost a post, and I don't have them in front of me, but you do have they've updated it recently to make it quite a bit better than it used to be. But you can target, you can do friends of friends and different things like that. But the true difference between boosting a post and actually going into Ads Manager or Power Editor and using those is that when I run ads for someone, I can tell them exactly their return on investment. So even earlier today, I was talking to someone who had been a social media manager for a company, and she had boosted some posts for her employer, And she's like, he just got frustrated with the process because he didn't know. I mean, we were spending $50 a day, but he wasn't really seeing any return on investment, and we just didn't know what it was doing for us. It was just kind of money gone. But when I do advertising, when you do advertising and you put in a conversion tracking pixel, which is free code from Facebook, you're able to track exactly how much it costs to bring a lead in, whether it was 79 cents or 5.79 or how you know exactly, and then therefore you know where to target your ad to get the least cost, to have the most targeted lead for the least cost. So it's a very controlled process with lots of data behind it, so you know how to spend your money the most effectively.
Fabulous, fabulous. Excellent information. That's for sure. So tell me, what are some of the things that makes a Facebook ad work? I know you talk about split testing and stuff like that, but what are some of the basic stuff?
Let's see. I think on our next slide, Terry, can you switch it? There we go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
The number one thing that you can do to make Facebook advertising work is to have a great offer. So a great offer can be in the form of a cheat sheet or a free report or a case study. A great offer can be a webinar that's really specific, giving great information. It can be a free strategy session with you. Sometimes people run ads to give info, and then the ad goes to the offer, and then it's to get you on their schedule. And that's all fine too. It can be a free video or a free video series, or it can be a webinar, a teleseminar. So any of those can work well, but the idea is that you're really answering someone's need. So let's say that if you were let's say your business was teaching people to be better public speakers, then what you could do is have a free video. You could have a free report with some really juicy tips. Nothing bland here. Just get to the heart of the meat. Give them real meat so that they see you as the answer. It could be a webinar that you want to give, 45 minutes of how to become a better speaker. So a great ad always starts with a great offer. And what you're looking for is that when you put an ad in front of someone, they're always asking the question, what's in it for me? So it's never about you. It's always about the people are always asking, what's in it for me? And then when you can give them something they're really hungry for, getting the rest of the logistics in place is not nearly, you've really won the battle if you can do a great offer at first. Make sense?
Right, does. You got some images of that, right?
Yes, we're going to go through a little bit more of that. So if you want to go to the next slide.
Okay.
So the elements of a great ad, I'm going to run through all four of these, but the first one we're going to touch on, and then we'll come back to the other three. So the most important element besides the offer then is a great eye-catching image. So why don't you go to the next slide, Terry, and I'll just run through some examples of eye-catching images.
Ooh, yeah.
So in the last 60 days, I've run all of these images, and I want to run through why each of them worked. When you run ads, it's really important to try at least 2 images, because let's say you ran a campaign, you were doing a webinar, and you just ran 1 image, and you were like, oh, my cost per lead was so high and it just didn't succeed. You might think, oh, Facebook advertising just doesn't work, but it may be just simply that your image didn't catch their attention. And you needed to try more images, because it will, I guarantee you, it definitely will make a difference in cost, because your image can make all the difference in the world. So let's run through some of these and why they work. At the very top, there's one with some orange, And there is a lady with a blue shawl looking, and it says, ready for more. I'm looking down, calm, clarity, and vitality in 2015. And the reason why that one I think was so successful was, one, the bright colors. It's eye-catching.
I'm going to bring that up so it's easier to see.
Okay. So it's bright colors. It asks a question. So whenever we ask a question, our mind just automatically has to engage. And then she's looking at the words. That's really crucial, because statistics, and when they do studies, it shows that where someone's eyes go is where our eyes are going to go. So she's looking at the text, therefore we're going to look at the text and wonder what she's up to. What is she looking at? And then she's a beautiful lady and she looks warm and genuine. So all that combined to have this be the winner of the split test. And some people call it an A/B test. So if you hear someone talking about an A/B test, it can be the same thing. It just means that at the same time, to the same audience, you're trying two different images and to see who's the winner. So to my right of that is a blonde lady looking shocked at a computer. This is a stock image, and I try not to use stock images, but occasionally I'll use a stock image. And this one was in conjunction, again, with an ad that we were doing for Jean Policastri. We were testing other images as well. But this one actually did really well. The copy coordinated with this. So it all made sense and flowed together. And we also used this image on the landing page so that there was congruency throughout the whole system. Okay, so on my bottom left, there is a blonde lady with tall hair pointing, and that was the winner of the split test. And you might be able to guess why, is because normally someone doesn't just point at you in the middle of an ad, so it's eye-catching. It makes you stop and go, what's she doing? And it asks a question and has bright colors, and so this image did really well. And when I say well, it means that it brought in a lower cost per lead than other ads to the same audience but with a different image. So that's how I know that an image is doing well, is it's based on my cost per lead. And Facebook gives me my cost per lead when I use what's called a conversion tracking pixel. And again, that's free code that you can get from Facebook, and that comes in the conversion tracking area in Ads Manager. In the center of this group of pictures is a lady in a red sweater, Carrie Con, and she was doing a big promotion for a free offer, and you can just tell the bright colors, great energy, it's eye-catching, and ask a question. So just a couple weeks later than that, she was doing a webinar. And so the black and white image with the heart was leading to her webinar. And that same image was also on her sales page. And whenever you can have congruency, which means same, from ad to landing page to even to sales page, in this case it was all the way to sales page, whenever it can make sense all the way through visually for someone, it will normally 90% of the time increase your conversion rate. So highly recommended that you really watch that it's making sense visually all the way through, called congruency. So cool. That image was the one that won the split test. In the middle is a one, need a virtual assistant. That one, just that stress, she's eye-catching. So that one won a split test. And for that, then there's two at the bottom that I want to hit about how they're different. Same lady, very different looking images, but to the same offer. And what's interesting about this one is that she is an artist, an art biz coach, art business coach, and so she helps artists become more profitable and run really solid businesses. When we run these two images, to every different target audience, it will come in a little bit different. So for example, if we're running this image, this offer to the Oil Painters Club of America, the gray image may be the winner, meaning lower cost per lead. If we do the Watercolor Club of America, then the white image may be the winner. And we can't predict which is going to come out the winner or have the least cost. But if we hadn't been split testing those images, it would have cost Allison Stanfield a lot more money, because we just wouldn't have been bringing in the lowest cost per lead. And so by split testing images, we're able to use the money really effectively. So it's a really an essential part of the ad.
Very cool. And for me, I've actually seen some of these ads on my Facebook leads, which indicates to me somehow I'm connected in your filtering system to connect. Now, obviously, Gene with the coaching is right there, and the art person at the bottom. Not sure how I got involved in that, but I remember seeing the one where she's like this with her glasses.
Okay,
I remember
yeah.
that one. Okay. I'm visual, right? So that's very cool, very interesting.
Very good. So, and let's touch on that for just a minute. The reason why you're seeing them is because, well, I can't really tell you like all the lines of why you're seeing them, but we put ads in front of, when I run an advertising campaign, I retarget those who visited the website. Let me just be more specific. So for the lady that's pointing, Isabel, it says, "Are you too busy to succeed?" Retarget those who visit her website, retarget her fans, and we send ads in front of her competition. We send ads in front of other pages her ideal client would like. And we send ads to her email list. Those who are on her email list are seeing ads in Facebook. And so just in a number of different ways, we pull all those strands together to make really successful ad campaigns.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. I just learn more and more and more all the time. Fabulous. Now, advertising takes an investment. And sometimes if you're not doing it right and really set some parameters for yourself, it's like major spending. And I mean spending, not investing, folks. Maybe you could talk about that.
You used the right word. It is an investment. And so if we're going to grow a business, we have to have an investment mindset. But you also want to do it really wisely. But I will tell you that on Facebook, that you absolutely control how much you're going to spend. So you can go in there and give something a try for $10 per day and see how it works. So for 2 different ads with 2 different images, you could, $5 here, $5 there, and you could kind of give a market a test and see how that goes. And so I really encourage you to give it a whirl. It's really not something you probably will lose your shirt on, because you really, Facebook is just very honoring. They do not go over your ad spend. You tell them exactly how much you're going to spend per day.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, you've got some stuff where people are making mistakes. So let's talk about that. Mistakes, man, even the pros make mistakes, right?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Having a pro that's a specialist in each area of your business is really smart money.
It is. It really, people come to me all the time and they go, I don't want to do this. It really does take a lot of concentration, a lot of focus, and a lot of time. And it's a wonderful thing to delegate, because you're a genius in an area of your business. And whenever me or anyone else starts to work in an area where it's not their genius, their energy drains, business gets to be a bummer, they're not enjoying the process, and just the whole thing kind of funnels down. So stay in your genius, delegate whatever it is that you need to delegate so that you're really enjoying what you're working on, and staying in your genius so that you can give that gift.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about the process of Facebook advertising? On the left-hand side, it says Facebook ad. So when I talk about a Facebook ad, that can be an ad that's on your desktop or laptop in your news feed right in the center. It can be a right-hand side ad, or it can also be on mobile in your news feed, coming across on your mobile. And mobile is king. It really is. So 80% of the time people are seeing things on their mobile, but I always test them because some things do better on mobile and some things do better on desktop. And until you test it, you don't know. And different groups of people are on it at different time, in different ways. So if I'm doing a parenting coach, if I'm advertising for a parenting coach, their ideal clients are on mobile, and I just can't find them on desktop because they're just busy moms, they're running errands, they're picking their kids up from school, whatever it is. But business tends to be a little bit more on business, but not entirely. So everything is a test. And so you just test desktop and mobile, you test them separately and see where your people are. Then after the ad, when you've caught their attention with the image, you've caught their attention with the copy, you called out to who you're trying to get their attention of, the copy was specific for your ideal client, then they're going to go to a landing page. And then you're going to give the benefits of what you're offering. You're going to encourage them to opt in. And then once they enter their email address, then they're going to be on a thank you page. And that means that they've converted. You now have a conversion. And at that point, then they're going to receive an email from you that's automatically goes out. It comes from your email server, whether you have Aweber, Constant Contact, GetResponse, Infusionsoft. You have already put an email in there and told your email server, when this action happens, send it automatically. And so Facebook ads can actually be put on autopilot, and the whole system can be set up to just run automatically, and that's a beautiful thing.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we use that type of program now, and it's fabulous. You set it up, you test it, let it run. It's great. You got a staff person who's sending out a thank you at 3 a.m. in the morning. I love it.
Yes, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. So again, let's talk about mistakes and different things that are happening with somebody, and kind of sum it up and see where we're at with this. Mistakes are, I made a ton of them, early on. And I chalk them up to experience. I know a lot of ways not to do things.
We all do. Absolutely.
And then talking to you, it's not so much how not to do things, is how to test it to see, did you send it to the wrong market, but it was the right thing in a different market type. Exactly. So it's very cool how split testing comes up over and over and over again in a lot of conversations that we have in business.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So you want to go back just about 2 slides, and I want to just briefly touch on, there were 3 things. There you go. Slide right before then.
Okay.
There you go. I'm just going to touch on those last few things so that in your ad, with the elements of a great ad, so you want to have a clear, specific, benefit-driven title. How-to titles are great. But think about what you're trying to convey and have a really specific title, and then have compelling copy. Sometimes people feel like they have to include everyone in their copy. They don't want to exclude anyone, and it becomes very bland, very vanilla, very uninteresting. But it just be very specific. Call out to exactly who you want to. I see some people, you can try things like, are you a small business owner? I love starting my copy with questions at the top, because then you know whether it's for you or not. Are you a stay-at-home mom looking for blah, 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 blah? Are you are you struggling with? Are you recently divorced? Are you whatever it may be? Ask a question at the very beginning, and then they know this ad's for me. Well, yeah, I am. So then they can target in, read a little bit more. They've already seen the image. So don't make vanilla copy. Don't make a vanilla title. Make it very specific. Draw in exactly who you want to. And if try it one way, that didn't work, try another. I have a campaign coming up for Isabel with the tall hair and the pointing again. We're going to run ads for her starting later this week. And we're actually running different images, of course, but we're also running the copy. We're changing the questions at the very top to see, does one do better than the other? And so, just realize that it's a test. It's flexible. You're just going to learn in the process and try different things and see what really calls out to your audience. And then also, lastly, a clear call to action. You got to lead people through the process. Just picture taking their hand and walking them through. So in an ad, I tell them at least twice, click here to learn more, or click here to download, or click here. I'm telling them what I want them to do. Don't leave it up to them. They really don't know. They must be led through the process. On the landing page, I tell them exactly what I want them to do. On the thank you page, I tell them what I want them to do. Click here. No, not click here, but put this on your calendar now, and download the sheet so that you're ready. Whatever it may be I want them to do, I'm taking their hand and gently leading them through the process. So you want a clear call to action. So
there we go. Sorry. This is all fantastic. I know I'm going to let you summarize up what we've talked about today and hit those fine points. And you've got a really cool gift. So I can't wait for you to talk about that. So go ahead.
Absolutely. So again, a great Facebook ad starts with a great offer. And that starts with really listening to what your target audience needs. They do need something. They need, you have the answer to what they're looking for. And so it's about really listening. What are they saying in strategy sessions with you? What are they saying on the phone? Capture their exact language and then put that into an offer and answer their need. Don't feel like it has to be a 27-page ebook and that you have to spend hundreds of dollars on graphic artists. You really can just package that in a way that still looks nice, but it doesn't have to take months to put together. So you do want to have images that catch the eye. So put a fair amount of time into that. Really create images, try a number of different things, and then run it by your friends to say, hey, what do you think looks the best? What catches your eye the most? What colors look the best? And then don't assume that then put it in an ad and let people decide, because often I'm surprised. I'll think, I like this so much better, and it may not be the winner. So don't think that you may know, but so put out 2 of your best out there and see which one wins. Have that great, compelling copy. Really speak to your ideal client in their language in a way that they can hear you. And that's by being in strategy sessions with them and capturing their exact words about how they said it. And then if you speak that in an ad, if you speak that in your copy, if you speak that in your videos, boy, they just have their ears turned right to you. So, and give the process a try. Just be tenacious. If you're going to get out there and give it a try, every once in a while you can just really hit it out of the ballpark with Facebook ads, but the majority of the time it just takes dogged tenaciousness. But that dogged tenaciousness will pay off. It really will. Facebook ads work. They really, really, really work. And I am daily bringing in hundreds of leads. It works well. It works so successfully for my clients that they just can't wait to give it a try again and for us to work together again, because it just works really, really successfully. So when you do the ad right, which is what I spent the most of the time talking about, then they're going to go to the landing page. And you also want to win it on the landing page. So you can have an amazing Facebook ad and do all of the process that I've talked about correctly. But if you get them to the landing page and they go, no, I don't think so, or you don't do the landing page correctly, you've lost the battle and you've left money on the table. And I don't want that for you. And so my free gift is the 10 secrets to double your landing page conversions. And so just download the free gift. It talks about 10 ways that you can really and easily increase your conversion rate. So make sure and click on the link, go to that, and start using that today. Keep it as a reference, because you'll probably be creating lots of landing pages in the next couple of years, and you can just go back to that and just use it as a reference. Did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? And it really will make a huge difference.
Absolutely. I want to make sure there's no background noise, so I keep muting myself. I did want to make mention specifically about how the ad is working, how the analytics of it, so that you have an idea what's working and what's not. Could you talk about that specifically, please?
Sure. Facebook has a lot of different data that it gives. So the number one thing that I look for to see if an ad is working is the cost per lead. And again, the way that I get cost per lead is by putting a conversion tracking pixel from Facebook onto the head code of the thank you page. Must go on the thank you page, the head code of the thank you page, because that shows that a conversion took place. Once that's there, then I can know what ads are working, so I can turn off the ones that aren't working and increase the money to the ones that are working. Without that data, it's really just shooting in the dark. It doesn't do me any good to know, oh, lots of people are clicking on it. That doesn't tell me I'm not able to improve on the process and make it better and make it more cost effective unless I use that conversion tracking pixel. Other things that I can look for is I look for how my landing page is converting, and that's clicks versus conversions. And so I like to have a 30% conversion rate or better on my landing page. If it starts to drift lower than 30%, I start to look, well, how can I improve the landing page even more? How can I simplify it for people? More isn't better on a landing page. Simple tends to do better. And then the other process is, the other stats are a click-through rate. A click-through rate, Facebook will give you a percentage of the people that saw the ad versus the people that clicked on it. And so you can kind of judge that. It's not the all-important number. It's really the cost per lead that's your most important number.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I'm going to drop this down now. Ladies and gentlemen, this free gift link is on your email that we sent you out this morning that brought you to our lovely discussion today. So don't go away. We're not done. I just wanted to reconnect with you that we're real people and we really are here. And I had a couple of other questions that I think are relevant to people, because once we as a business owner want to do Facebook advertising, like I mentioned earlier, find a pro, find somebody you like, you can work with is pretty easy. But what are some of the questions that you would ask? Well, ladies and gentlemen, hire her first, and then you got it right. But for the average person who doesn't know anybody, what kinds of questions do you do? It's an interview process.
It is an interview process because there's a lot of, in a sense, a lot at stake, because it's a big investment and you want it done right. So what you want to make sure is that they know how to use Power Editor. If you were going to hire someone to run ads for you and they do not know Power Editor, or they're kind of like, well, I don't really use it much, I don't know, I don't really, they are not the person for you, because you can't, Power Editor is the big guns of Facebook advertising. You cannot run a significant campaign or an ongoing campaign without Power Editor. So that's, I think, the number one question is I'd want to know their track record with Power Editor. I'd want to know what campaigns they've done. I'd want to know their success rate. I'd actually want to talk to people who have been their clients in the past. I would also, I think those are some of the big questions, is that I would want to know strategy. So I would want to know that they really understood how is this all going to take place? How are all the pieces going to fit together? How are we going to maximize so we've got people to do a certain action, like register for a webinar, how are we going to get them there? So are they going to do reminder ads? Are they going to, and so you really want to have a great working relationship with them. I've worked with a number of people who have come to me and said, yeah, I really paid a lot for Facebook advertising, but I wasn't communicated well with. I had to do all these parts that I really didn't feel comfortable with. I really thought with theirs. So it's really, Terry's right. It's absolutely an interview process, and you want to feel really comfortable with the person.
Excellent advice. Excellent advice. We're coming down to the end of it now, and I want to, if you could give them one nugget, one piece of advice, departing this webinar today, what would it be?
It would be to use Facebook ads because it works. It works fast, and it works effective, and the data will tell you what you need to try and what you need to do differently. And so if you were trying to run a business and you were trying to run it without doing Facebook ads, you're missing like this major elephant in the room that can be helping you to move your business along. It's a really terrible analogy, but you're missing such a crucial piece. And though paid advertising looks expensive, the bottom line is if you're spending $1 but you're getting $2 back, then it's an investment that's well worth your money. So the key is not how much does it cost, but how much can I bring in from it? And that's what we're always talking about with my clients is, okay, so how are we going to get the return on investment? Because anybody will spend $1,000 a day if they can get $2,000 in return, right? So that's the key, is what's the ROI.
Absolutely. Run your business like a business, ladies and gentlemen, right? It's all about what's in it for me. I don't care if you're in the service industry, you're a massage therapist and you got into it because you really want to help people and stuff like that. There's a book out by a reverend by the name of Jim Rosemergy, and even the medicine man pays his bills, has bills to pay or something like that. So, it's about not spending money. It's not about the expenses that you incur. It's about what can you invest in that's going to give you a rate of return that's acceptable to you. And having somebody who knows all of the ins and outs about any particular thing, like the different people that we were interviewing this week in our series, Michelle put it very eloquently and a number of times today about the importance of really knowing what you're doing and then hiring somebody to be part of your team who's actually on your team. Not just going to take your money and do some work for you and see you soon, but somebody who really wants to have your return on investment and really do the good work. And that's Michelle, and she's got a great big heart, and she's really good. So that's the end of our talk this time around. Michelle, thank you so much. That was amazing.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Any final thoughts before we shut off here?
Just go give Facebook ads a try.
Lovely. Great. See you soon, everybody.
Thank you, Terry.